You ran the indoor protocol. Salt, dish soap trap, diatomaceous earth, 3 treatment cycles over 3 weeks. The bites stopped. 6 weeks later, your dog came in from the yard and the bites started again. The indoor protocol worked completely. The indoor flea population was eliminated. The problem is that your yard is a flea reservoir, and a yard flea population running at full density produces 50 to 200 new adults per week in the shaded, humid soil zones where larvae develop. Your dog walks through that zone and carries the adults inside. No indoor protocol can hold against a continuously producing outdoor source. The source has to be treated separately, at the larval level, 2 inches underground, in a soil zone that no pyrethroid spray, no permethrin granule, and no perimeter barrier has ever reached at the concentration required to collapse the population. The compound that reaches it is alive. It has been GRAS classified by the FDA since 1988. And the reason it sits in the refrigerated section of the garden center, not the pest control aisle, is one of the most straightforward examples of placement strategy I want to show you. The yard treatment your pest control company applies is a pyrethroid spray, bifenthrin or permethrin at 0.1 to 0.5% concentration, applied by hose-end sprayer or backpack pump across the lawn surface. At commercial bulk pricing for a standard suburban lot, $19.74 worth of product. Labor, 95 minutes at $19 per hour. Total cost to deliver your service, $58.43. Their charge, $487. Margin, 734%. On a product that has a documented soil penetration depth of 0.5 inches, and flea larvae that develop between 1 and 3 inches below the soil surface. The spray kills adult fleas on the lawn surface. It kills any larva in the top half-inch of soil. It leaves the larval population at 1 to 3 inches, the zone that produces the adults that board your dog, completely intact. Flea larvae. The same Tenacephalides felis larvae from the indoor flea video are negatively phototactic. They move away from light and toward darkness. When exposed to UV, they burrow deeper. When pyrethroid is applied to the surface, it does not penetrate to the larval zone because it is a contact insecticide that requires direct contact to kill. The larvae, 2 inches underground, continue their development on schedule. Here is how beneficial nematodes work, and why this is parasitology, not a garden folk remedy. Steinernema carpocapsae is a species of entomopathogenic nematode, a microscopic roundworm that parasitizes insect larvae. It lives in moist soil, navigates through soil pore spaces, and detects flea larvae through CO2 gradients and volatile organic compounds the larvae emit. It is a specialized predator. Its prey is insect larvae in the soil environment. When a Steinernema nematode locates a flea larva, it enters the larval body through natural openings, the mouth, anus, or spiracles. Inside the larval hemocoel, the body cavity, the nematode releases symbiotic bacteria of the genus Xenorhabdus. These bacteria produce toxins that kill the flea larva within 24 to 48 hours of nematode entry. The nematode then reproduces inside the dead larva, producing the next generation of nematodes that disperse through the soil to seek additional prey. The nematode population is self-sustaining in the treated soil for 4 to 6 weeks after application, longer in moist, shaded soil. Unlike a pyrethroid that degrades in UV and rain, the nematode reproduces at the site of application as long as prey is available. Now here's where it gets genuinely satisfying, because the nematode reaches exactly the zone the spray cannot. Steinernema carpocapsae thrives at 1 to 4 inches soil depth, the exact zone where flea larvae develop. The nematode and the flea larva occupy the same ecological niche. The nematode is FDA classified as generally recognized as safe, non-toxic to mammals, birds, earthworms, and beneficial insects. It does not persist in soil after prey is eliminated. Stop. One placement decision before we continue. Beneficial nematodes require refrigeration to maintain viability. The live organisms die at temperatures above 50 degrees Fahrenheit if stored for more than a few days. This requirement means they cannot be stocked in a standard ambient retail aisle. They sit in a refrigerated case, typically at the back of the garden center, near the live beneficial insects in the section most customers walk through only when looking for something specific. The pyrethroid yard spray, positioned in the pest control aisle at eye level in a brightly labeled canister, generates approximately 4 times the browse traffic of the refrigerated section. The garden center does not stock beneficial nematodes near the flea control products. There's no sign in the flea control aisle that says, "For yard infestations, see refrigerated section." The connection between the indoor flea problem and the yard source, and the soil-penetrating solution that addresses it, requires a customer to know what they're looking for before they walk in. This is not a conspiracy. This is a category management decision that optimizes for product margin per square foot of ambient shelf space. The nematode package that costs $9.97 treats 2,000 square feet in a single application that remains active for 4 to 6 weeks. The pyrethroid canister that costs $24.99 treats the same area and does not reach the larval zone. The more expensive product is the one that doesn't work at depth. The refrigerated one does. The flea production loop has 7 stages. The indoor protocol addresses stages 5 through 7, the indoor population. The yard nematode treatment addresses stages 2 and 3, the larval production zone. Together, the 2 protocols cover the entire loop. Neither works permanently without the other if outdoor host animal access continues. The 3-yard zones that produce the highest flea larval density are the same in every residential property. Shaded areas with organic ground cover, leaf litter, mulch beds, ground cover plants. Under deck boards, along fence lines adjacent to neighboring properties where wildlife passes. These zones share 3 characteristics: shade, moisture retention, and organic debris, the exact conditions flea larvae require to survive. I have to be precise about the host animal variable. If your pet has access to parks, trails, or properties with uncontrolled flea populations, reintroduction from off-property sources is continuous. The yard protocol controls your yard. It cannot control the park your dog walks through on Tuesday. In that situation, topical flea prevention on the pet addresses the reintroduction vector. Timing is the critical variable, more than dosage. Apply nematodes in the evening. UV radiation from direct sunlight kills Steinernema carpocapsae within minutes of exposure. Applications made in morning or midday sun lose viability before the nematodes enter the soil. Evening application allows the nematodes to enter the soil in darkness and establish at depth before UV exposure occurs the following morning. Moisture is the second critical variable. Water the target zones 1 hour before application. The soil should be moist but not saturated. Mix 1 nematode packet into 1 gallon of water in a watering can. Do not use a hose-end sprayer. The pressure damages the nematodes. Apply the solution slowly and evenly to the target zone. Water again lightly after application to ensure the nematodes are carried into the soil, not sitting on the surface. Target zones only. Focus the application on the 3 high larval density zones in your yard: under deck, along fence lines, in ground cover or leaf litter. Full lawn application wastes product. Flea larvae in open, sunny lawn areas are rare. UV and heat eliminate them. Repeat after 4 weeks if pet access to treated zones continues. A single treatment eliminates the current larval cohort. A 4-week repeat catches the next pupation wave. Cost per application for the 3 target zones: $3.17. Flea control generates $4.2 billion annually. The 1.5-inch gap between where the spray goes and where the larvae live is not a product limitation. It is the structural gap that makes the subscription possible. Tonight, find the 3 shadiest, most humid spots in your yard: under the deck, along the fence line, in the leaf litter. These are your flea production zones. Tell me in the comments what they look like and whether your pet uses those areas. That's the last video in the Pest Graveyard playlist. Next playlist, the auto industry's secret. They charge $150 to $400 for a brake squeak. The compound that eliminates it permanently costs $1.09, has been in aviation maintenance manuals since 1965. And the reason your dealership has never mentioned it is written into the service department's upsell training protocol.